begin with. Hi guys. Hi Irene. Hi Kim. Looks like the others are a little bit slow getting here today, but we'll give them a minute and see if they wander in. Let's move the camera now. Okay. Today we are going to do some more with Gilding Polish. Last time when we were using it, we used a couple of colors. We used the rose gold, and this is a metallic Gilding Polish. And then we also used carmine red Gilding Polish, which was another metallic Gilding Polish. Today, did Thelma come in? I see hi Thelma, but I don't see Thelma.
She is.
Oh, hi Thelma. So today we're going to use a couple more kinds of Gilding Polish just to show you some of the different effects in Gilding Polish. And we're going to make a couple different cards with a couple different techniques. And so let me show you a couple things as we get started here. So my thinking was, I have this wonderful moose silhouette, and I wanted to do that moose at dusk. Now, this one looks really good as long as I have it pointed towards the toward the light, but it looks pretty darn dark if I just let the flat colors show. So it's pretty, but I wasn't completely satisfied with it in terms of having it be light enough to really see. So did I said hi to Kim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's one of the ones I tried last night, which we're not going to use as an example, but I thought I'd show you what I played with anyway. And I did this one, which is the same basic effect. Although I did want to show you something about this. One of the colors that I used here is opal polish, and I want to show you what happens with the opal polish. Let me
Say hi to Mary R.
Hi, Mary R. Oh my gosh. Well, don't try and type a bunch, hon. We're good. We know you're there. But I hope you're feeling good overall. I know it'll take some time to recover, but we're glad you're out there. I am grabbing a piece of black cardstock and a piece of white cardstock. I want to show you something about the opal polishes. My desk is a mess. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you, friend. Okay, so this card is using I take it back. Okay, I'll just show you something about the opal polish anyway. Visit to the Highlands. Oh boy. I hope that you're getting to see some of those Highland cows. Catherine, I just love those Highland cows with their long, shaggy hair. Okay, this is the opal polish. For one thing, you can see that the opal polish has, see the highlights in that? It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. It's the same price as the other polishes. But the opal polish has an interesting feature about it. It's like the what's her name? The I'm going to say Karen Foster, and that's not it. Our what's our lady with the inks?
Lisa Horton.
Lisa Horton. Thank you, honey. It's like the Lisa Horton in that if you put it on a light color, it turns out light, but look at those highlights in there. Isn't it beautiful? It's also, when you use this,
the Aberdeen Angus cows.
Are the Aberdeen Angus the ones that have the long hair, Catherine? I just always heard them called Highland cattle. That doesn't mean that's what they are. You're the Scots these days. But look what happens to the same polish when you put it on dark. So I can put it on dark and I can get purple. And I can put it on light and I get blue with kind of a purple sheen to it. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. What a neat experience for you to be able to be there and see all of that, Catherine. I love that you're getting to do that. So this is the opal polish. I also want to show you, this is called the luster polish. You can see it's got a little different effect to it than those metallic polishes had. See, it's a little bit sparkly, almost enamel-like. See that? This is the luster polish. And I don't have the album here, but I made this little card here because I wanted to show you what this looks like. This is actually one of my favorites and my favorite colors. Big surprise there, right? Because it's purple. But look how beautiful that luster polish is. Now you can still see, I still kind of have the shabby chic thing going here. If I wanted, this is just one coat on here. If I wanted to, make this all solid, I could. In fact, I did an album with this one where I took the chipboard album and I completely covered it in this purple paste and then added my papers. It was so pretty. So there's another idea. You can actually use this over chipboard and get some beautiful, beautiful effects. So there's some of the different kinds of gilding polish. Let's put some of this metallic back down so we remember what the metallic looks like too. Make myself a mess to clean up when I'm done. Okay. Here's that metallic rose gold. And this is the metallic sheen. It's a little like the luster polish, but the luster polish I think still has more shininess to it than even the metallic does. So we got that one. We also used this red one last time. This is the carmine red. And this is the one that you'll remember I said was kind of chunky last time. I want you to see it this time. It's a little bit more polishy, because you'll remember that when we finished with it last time, we sprayed it with a couple spritzes because it was a little dry. Now this was right off the shelf, guys, brand new from the distributor, but some they vary a little bit. But this is the This is the red luster polish. And I scrubbed that a little too much. There we go. That's fine. Got a little messy, but I still want you to see that you can reconstitute this stuff. And you'll remember that last time we took some and I put some of the chunky stuff down on my mat. I can add a little spritz of water to it, and by thinning that polish out, I can not only use it, but I can actually get lighter colors out of it too. Okay? So that was the carmine red polish we used last time. I did use a little of this time. Let's look at my other examples here. And what we're doing today is we are creating our backgrounds. We're creating our backgrounds using the polishes, and then we're doing silhouettes on top of it. This one's stamped, and this one is a die cut. And yes, before you ask, I do have these mousse in stock. It's from hot off the press. Type in mousse. There aren't a lot of mousse in the store, and this mousse will pop up. He is absolutely fabulous. And I do have some. I wanted to make sure that whatever I was using today, I actually had in stock. So there's the mousse. Hi, Kim. My dad's funeral, we had, Dad planned it, and he had the ceremony finish off with a bagpiper, and all of us were doing really, really well till the bagpipes started playing, and then once the bagpipes started playing, then we all broke down, as it was just, there's just something so emotional about bagpipes. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to show you how I did that. But I wanted to just show you some of the different kinds of polishes here. Again, now we have even more that Brittany's listing, and they're still not up. Brittany listed over 100 products last time, and she still didn't get to the shimmer polishes, or the cosmic shimmer polishes. But we have a brand new one that's chalk colored, so it'll be a matte finish. We have one that's textured, and we have pearls. So there's lots and lots and lots of gilding polishes. If you wonder why I'm spending a lot of time on it, it's because we have a lot of them. A lot of them to show you. So let's give this a shot. And this one, I'm going to bring my card down. I'm just going to ink right onto my card again like I did last time, I think. And I used the blue for the water. Going to add a little water to this right off because it looks a little dry. It's probably going to be fine. Can I do this on cartridge paper? I don't know what cartridge paper is, Catherine. Can you give me another name for it? Cartridge paper. You can do it on about anything, though. I thin this just a little with some water. It's a water-based product, so I can add water to it. And I'm going to start in the middle of my card. I just draw my paste on. Now this one I think could look really, really good with some stripiness to it because it's the water, right? So it goes on really easily. It is a wet product, so my cardstock is curling just a little. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, printer paper. I think it's crisp paper that some people paint on, not sure. You should be able to. If it's a painting paper, you might get a very different result if it has texture to it. But my recommendation is try it on everything. Try it on different colors, try it on everything, and just see what you get, because that's part of the fun, is just seeing what you can do with it. You can see this wipes up really nicely off my pad. So I'm liking that blue that I have. I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to use, this is Golden Flamingo Opal paper. I'll put my cap back on because I don't want these drying out. It might end up with a really interesting texture mark to the watercolor paper. Okay, I'm going to put down this opal polish. This is what it looks like right out of the jar. Remember, when you go to open this, you can't turn it to open it. It won't work. And you can't pull it straight out. You have to take your thumb and push it to the side. And what I like to do with it is kind of bring it over to the side and create a little bit of a ski ramp out of it off the side of my jar. And then I'll put any extra paste back into the jar, any extra that I get, because I don't want to waste it. And I want to have my sponge be nice and smooth on the bottom. And that's actually what I'm going for, is kind of a sunset color. So I'm glad it looks like a sunset color. I'm going to put this right on here. You'll notice I kind of went right over the top of my other color. That's okay. I can layer this on. I can put some more blue on top of that if I don't like the pink over the blue. And if it is a sunset, I'm going to have some kind of streakiness down here and here, aren't I? My water, so I'm going to add a little streakiness in there. I'm going to, hi Adeline, come back with my blue. Kind of overdid this a little bit. You can blend it while it's wet. Don't know what color I'll get when I blend it. But I kind of like mussing up that horizon line a little bit. I think that's kind of neat. Okay, so I've got that, and now in order to get the full effect of what I did with this one, I'm going to add some red to this. So I'm going to put a little bit of my red on my mat. Kim wants to know if you're making any new goodies, honey.
What did you get yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Bryce made fabulous apricot bread for my class last night. Ooh, it was so good. So good. Okay, I'm going to take this carmine red, and if I went over it with the red, the red would just take over, right? So I'm going to add a fair amount of water to it, really thin it down, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to streak it through my sunset. I'm going to streak a little through my blue too. That's a little heavier than I intended. I got that a little much, but let's cut our moose and see what he looks like on there. I may alter the colors a bit. Oh, he makes that with pieces of dried apricots, and then he adds an apricot jam to it too. Oh my gosh. So it's got a slightly sweet taste, but it's not really super sweet, you know what I mean? It's just really nice.
Makes wonderful toast.
Oh, I bet it does. I haven't had any toast, but I bet when we're done here I do. Because that sounds marvelous. Okay, I've got my little cutter today, my little Cut and Go Pro. This is the one Margie always uses. We still have these available in the store. And some of these things are going to get really expensive as we go here, especially the ones that are heavy to ship, because you've got heavier shipping costs to get it to us, and then you've got potentially tariffs on top of it.
Apricot jam and porridge.
Porridge. That sounds interesting. And what they call porridge, we call like oatmeal. Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, we need to show the Go Press again. I didn't get to see a good picture.
I still have these, and we can still ship this in the US, but this is great. It comes with the machine. This is really a nice machine to use. It's got a really smooth action to it, and it does a beautiful job with cutting. I'm going to come in and get my moose. There's my moose silhouette. Needs a little weeding, which I will do. This die cuts really well, though. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I don't like this lower corner here. I got a little too much red on it. I'm going to try and... I'll try and bring back some of my blue. I don't mind that it's got some red there. I just don't want the red to totally take over. Okay. Let's see about getting our weeding out of here. Could use a weeding brush, but it's really not that much to do this.
Kim says she worries whether a manual machine will work with really fancy filigree dies with a lot of cutouts.
They do work. Yeah, they do work. I have a lot of tattered lace dies I use in the manual machine. If necessary, you might need to shim it a little to, really get all the detail. But I have done my tattered lace dies with my little machine. And this actually has, we're talking about, let me show you this die again. if you look at these water rings, there's actually a lot of detail with this mousse.
A little resist paper won't hurt either.
Oh yeah, that would help. If I would put some die cut paper in with this, you know, the stuff that we've got in the rolls, this would be a faster process. But it doesn't have an awful lot, like I said, so that's why I'm not getting my brush out and doing all of that, because I should be able to get it off of there pretty fast. Almost got it all already. But it does have fine lines in this. And it cut it just fine. Yeah. No, it should be fine, Kim.
We've used Heartfelt Creation dies in it too.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, both of those.
If I don't want to get my big machine out, and I'm only doing 1 or 2 or 3 designs, this is kind of my go-to machine. Now, I love the back part of this. I don't love the foreground, so I think I'm going to do that again. Let's just see what happens if I try to do it again. Well, keep your scraps here. It's easy enough to do. All right, get another piece of cardstock out here. I'll try that again. I'm going to get a lot lighter wash on it this time. I do love the red in it. I just don't want that much red. So I'm going to start with my blue again. Getting it all over my fingers as usual. Okay, let's get that flamingo color out again. Nope, that's rose gold. This must be, no, that's, here it is. Okay, I'm going to put this flamingo polish. I'm not going to overlap quite as much here. Okay, like that. Now let's see if we can do this red and get a little better, a little lighter touch to it this time. I like that streakiness in the sky. I want to go much, much lighter in the bottom though. Just going to get some little flecks of color in the bottom. Oh, I like that much better. That's much better. Fold this. Okay, clean that off my mat so I can get it all over everything. Okay. Yeah, this is better this time. I would like that. Isn't that nice? I like that a lot. Had a little polish on my fingers and got it on my black, so I'm gonna turn that over and go. Okay. I'm gonna get some of my sticky specks out here. And with the sticky specks, know that these are coming from China. So I ordered a bunch of packs of this in to try and kind of hold us till this tariff business is resolved. I'm going to get a fresh piece here. So lay down my sticky specks. We'll peel back. Peel back my cover. Lay my mousse on there. Rub that in good. Yeah, this mousse is actually very affordably priced too. So if you like the mousse, I still have a few of them. I love the mousse. Been wanting to do something with the mousse since I first brought it in, and I'm finally getting around to it. And my specks will hold that in. What I just did. That's okay. I can cut it off and put it on another card. I did it with my fold at the bottom. I wasn't paying attention to where my fold was.
Well, you also put it upside down, so you have your mousse in the sun, in the sky.
Oh, actually, I like it. It's okay, isn't it? I like it. I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little wanky today, but it's okay. Let's get it.
Your mousse is in the desert.
In the water in the desert. Let's see, I need black card. Black card. I have a black card up here. I have had black cards up here. Do I currently have a black card up here? I should have. That's really small. I don't think this is big enough. Let me just put it on a piece of black cardstock for now until I get a black card up here. This one I think is too small. Maybe. I cut it way down. Do I want it that small? Let's just find out how it works. And then a paper cutter. And I know that my card is 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 long, so I'm going to have to get it to 4. need to get it to 5.5, 5.25 actually. That actually looks pretty good. I need to trim the bottom just a little bit because I didn't push enough on my blade. It's a little bit shaggy at the bottom. Actually, I like it. It's fun.
It actually works cutting the bottom off and having it bleed into the back of the
Yeah.
card.
I like it. And last time I did this, I put a border around it because the card was bigger than the card blank was quite a lot bigger. But this time, I think I will just leave the outside of it. In our world, the water can be pink. Because in our world, we can have anything we want. I like it. Now, I can set out some stickers here. Let's put a happy birthday or something on it. What do I have? And I actually think happy birthday would look really fun right in the sunset area. Getting all the extras off my sticker. It's been good to see you, Catherine, even for a little while. Thanks for stopping in. Okay. I love it. I think it's fun. Happy birthday straight. Kind of looks like it's a little bit of an angle, doesn't it? Maybe I'll just leave it alone. I like it. There we go. There's our first moose. Our inspiration card. And our live card. Okay, next, I'm going to try something else. We're going to do a little stamping. Baby wipe. Enough of my mess. This Gilding Polish dries pretty fast, so I've actually managed to keep my arms out of it, even though my hands are a mess. Keep my arms out of it. Okay. Need to make another background. And use one of these. And let's get her. We'll try. We'll see. I don't know whether it will be successful, but we'll try and put the pink in the sky this time. We'll see. I'm going to get my blue out again. This is what we're going for. Now, I had an interesting time last night when I was making my sample cards, getting this to stamp on the Gilding Polish. Now, I honestly don't know if it was because the Gilding Polish was resisting the stamp, or if it's because it was a brand new stamp. And you know how sometimes they just don't want to stamp when they're brand new. You have to kind of season them a little bit, and then they get easier to work with. So today, I have a stamp that's been used before.
Those are hot off the press dies?
That's a yes. The hunky that is hot off the press mousse die. And this the house is. I'll have to look. I think it's like Nellie's or something. I do have it too. I want rose gold in the sky this time. That might be fun, huh? Let's just do that. Let's do that.
Changing it up.
I was using the a hybrid ink pad. And it'll be interesting today to see if it gives me less of a hard time stamping it. I had to stamp it like 4 times last night to get it to go on. So we'll find out. I might have another color or another brand of stamp pad we could try. I'll cut this down to a 5x5. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. It's white on the bottom. Of course, I could cut the pattern off and or I can just add some more. Just like that. Let's try and see what happens when we stamp on this today. I'm very curious about that. I ended up winning with this one, but it took some effort. Oh, this is a hunky-dory stamp. This is called The Church in the Snow. And it is a hunky-dory. So I have my stamp platform here. I'll put my card right up in the corner. I'm going to figure out where I want my church. It's kind of right in the middle, I think. I want to put it right in the corner in case I have to stamp it over and over again, I'll be able to line it up. So I'll always be able to come back to the same place. The magnets will help too, but having it right up in that corner will help. And ink. I'm using a G45 hybrid ink pad. It will discolor my stamp. If you're worried about that, you might want to use a dye-based ink pad. Because hybrid will almost always discolor your stamps. I don't care. So it's fine by me. Use my Kim tool that she made me. This is Kathy Girly Girl tool. I sure don't know what happened with Kathy Girly Girl. I've tried to get a hold of her and have not had success. Now let's see how much ink it takes. Well, that's a light silhouette, but it actually is going on better than it did the first time. So I think it may have been, some of it may have been that the stamp was just resisting me a bit. Because I think this is going to work better. A lot of surface area in this stamp. That's why it pulled it up even with the magnets on it. And that's why I wanted to make sure I had a really good lineup area. And rub it down with my tool. This is the top of a Yankee candle, in case you were curious. She filled it up with sand or something and made this nice heavy stamping tool for me. We got it. Look there. Only 2 tries this time. You gotta love a stamping platform because the ability to be able to stamp back into the same area is so cool. Let's try some stickers now. See what I have. That silver might be fun. I have enough pieces of it though. 2, 3, 4. I think I do. I think I have enough of this. Let's see what happens here. Do you have the sticky mat that goes inside of the stamping platform, Adeline? I don't know that this brand, the Couture Creations, ever came out with a sticky mat. Misty probably has one. And I know that Lisa Horton has one for her stamp platform. I like this silver with this, with the shininess of the stamping material. Looks good. The silver and black. I don't know if I have these same stickers in the store, but you know we have tons of sticker choices in the store. I keep thinking that I'm going to go through all of my stickers and remove everything that we don't currently have in inventory, but it just hasn't risen to the top of my list of things to do. Because it would be better to use the ones that you can buy the same. time is it, honey?
Almost noon.
We're going to be done early.
Better slow down.
I like that. We do have a number of kinds of stickers that are black and gold or black and silver. Isn't that pretty? I like that. Let's see what we want to put for greeting on there. Just because might be nice. I think that'd look good. Let's see what else I have. I always use lots of happy birthdays. Happy birthday would look good, this one. Want a happy birthday or a just because, guys? Which one we want to use? I don't think I have any of the sticky mats at present, Adeline. I'll watch for them. Although they're going to probably have kind of a... We have tons of stuff that have just come in to be listed because I've been trying to work ahead of the tariffs and get as much stuff in as I could before the prices all go up. But we may have a little bit of a desert in purchasing here for a while. Little Mio. The good news is that, unlike a lot of folks, I don't think I'm going to have to raise prices much because I did purchase in advance of the price increases. So, hi, Truth. Good to see you, my friend. This is a hunky-dory stamp. It's actually a Christmas stamp, but it doesn't have to be a Christmassy stamp. So I'm making a just because card out of it. And we wanted to stamp on top of Gilding Polish. We were conducting an experiment to make sure we could stamp on top of Gilding Polish. And the answer was yes. We could. Didn't get it quite straight. So we're still going to be able to offer you the same kinds of beautiful pricing we usually do, at least for a while. Put in the because. I'm going to start at the right-hand margin and back up as far as I need to get my word on. There we go. There's our just because card. I like this a lot, actually. You can see with these are both opal polishes. Let's check and see what color the opal polish is on black. I don't know for sure what color that is. Let's see. There's the opal polish. Yeah, the kitty's doing it. It's European 639. Oh, that's beautiful. This flamingo. we see how it looks. It's pink on white cardstock. That's what we were just using. And when we put it on dark cardstock, I was just curious what color it would be. It's a beautiful shimmery gold on black cardstock. Isn't that fun? I do have a couple other opal polishes. Since we have a little extra time, we can just see how the colors turn out. That might be kind of fun to play with for a minute since we have a little extra time. I'm just going to make the 2 cards today. Let's see what other colors I have here. Not my favorite on black. That's okay. I like that gold on black, actually. This one didn't appear to have gotten cleaned when it got used last time. It might have. It may just be stained. Yeah, my sponge is very crunchy. But I think it's going to work okay. Okay. This green is a beautiful blue color on black. Isn't that pretty? Well, let's see what it looks like on white. I did some cutting off. What did I do with the pieces I cut off? Here, look at this sample sheet I had earlier. Really good idea to clean your sponges when you're done, guys. Now, another thing you can do with this, yeah, isn't that pretty? Look, the 2. This one is called Blue Parakeet. It's green on white and blue on black. Isn't that neat? Yeah, the swatches are really nice to do. It really is nice to do that. You know, one of the other things I could do, I could take my sample sheet here and cut a bunch of butterflies and things, or petals, out of my swatch that I've been just coloring onto. That would be cool. Now, this opal polish I've had for 4 years, and you can see that it went on just fine. Now, the trick is every time I put it away, I'm not going to get all carried away, but I'm going to give it 1 spritz of water, just 1 little spritz of water, and then seal it back up. And that way it's going to absorb the water into the paste and keep my paste viable. We'll do the same thing with this one. Is beautiful, this opal polish here. But some of these jars I've had for 4 years. The drying time is immediate. All of these dry just in no time at all. And yet, even after it dries, truth, I can wipe it up off of my silicone mat very easily because it's a water-based product. I can wipe it off my hands. I can wipe it off my silicone mat and get it off my fingers and my fingernails. The drying time is super fast. I brought over another one. Well, Bryce just brought me over another one. Let me pull out. This is metallic. And this one looks like it could be just a little dry, but it's okay. This one was never used. I'm gonna rub it around on my material there. With some of these that I've had for a very long time that actually look like they're trying to set. They're not bad. But they're trying to set up a little bit in the jars. Ooh, look at this. It's kind of like the green parakeet, but that's a beautiful olive color. What is this color called? Probably olive. Golden olive. Isn't that pretty? I love that. That's a good color for me. I love that color. Let's see what else I have here. This one is the dark cherry that I used on one of my darker examples. And I'll give it a little spritz. Some of these you're going to find when you get them that even though they're direct from the wholesaler, that they're a little more set than others. Just spritz it with a little water. This is the metallic, and this is dark cherry gilding polish in the metallic. I have lots of sponges to wash. Let's see what else we haven't used yet. This is that luster polish. I want you to see this go on. It has a very nice finish to it. This is 4 years old. This one has done a whole scrapbook album already, and they still have polish left. From an odor standpoint, it doesn't have a bad odor, but it does have a bit of an odor. This is the really sparkly luster polish they did that cardstock out of. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous color. Sometimes when you open the bottles up, this silver liner will stick to the top of the bottle. Be sure you take that and push it back into the cap because it will help seal. Again, every time you use these, one little spritz of water and seal it back up. And that will help keep it viable. And again, this one that we just used here is over 4 years old. Let's see what else I have here. This one is Tango Tease. This is another luster polish. It'll be interesting to put this up next to the purple. See, sometimes it comes off, but it has double stick on the inside, so I'm going to put it back into the cap because I want it to help seal my paste. This has a really nice consistency to it. And again, this is 4 years old. My sponge is a little crunchy. Doesn't seem like it was cleaned well when it was put away. I like to kind of build a ski ramp inside my bottle, bring it up the side, and then I can wipe off the extra polishes. Now this is a luster polish. And you can see that this is very sparkly also. I'll hold it up so you can see it. Luster and metallic have a lot of the same properties, but the luster polish is a little bit more sparkly than the metallic. You can get a sheen off the metallic by holding it at an angle, but you get sparkly off the luster polish. Tango Tease, still my color. This one is a luster polish, and it's called Lemon Sherbet. I'm running out of room on my sample sheet here. I'm running out of room on the back too. These would be great to use up this sample sheet with some die cutting. Wouldn't it be fun to cut some dragonflies and things out of this? Oh, that one's really creamy. And again, 4 years old. So if you take care of them, wash your sponges when you finish using it. This is that lemon sherbet. And it's in the luster polish, so it has lots of glittery effects. It doesn't have glitter in it. It just has kind of a glittery effect to it. I put my cap back in the lid. Close this up. Not going to spritz this one because it's got plenty of juice to it. This one is Gold Treasure. This is a metallic. Now these are not anywhere near all the colors, guys. Not even close. We have so many colors. This is some little crummies on top. Let me open it. I need a little water to get it going. Yeah, it's going to be fine. I will spritz it though. This is my golden luster. I want to try something. I want to see how this stamps. Let's put it on our stamp and see how it stamps. I would think it would. I don't know why it wouldn't. Need a nice dark color though to put on my stamp. I have to wipe my stamp off a little bit. So there's that gold. The gold is beautiful.
That gold on black could be cool.
Yeah, it could. Here, well, there he says, let's see the gold on black. This is the gold on black. And this is a luster polish, so it doesn't change colors. And is it metallic or luster? It's a metallic. It's a metallic. It doesn't change colors, but it does show nicely on our black. I kind of got it a little thin there. Put it on a little thicker. This is one that might use 2 coats. There's my gold on black. This, do I have another piece of black sitting here? This might be a fun one to try with our church. Let's just see what happens. Bring our stamp back in. We'll clean off the hybrid ink. Pay attention where you get any of those little crummies that come off of the jar, because sometimes those crummies aren't entirely dry. You can lay your arms in it and get your shirt messed up. I did not get my shirt messed up, but it's not because I was paying attention. I just got lucky. Okay, let's try this. I want some black cards, which I have right there. That's fine. We're just conducting an experiment. Inquiring minds want to know. Whoops. Yes, you can layer them. They'll blend if they're still wet, but we've already talked about the drying time. They dry really fast. So yes, you can layer them. Just cleaning the hybrid ink off with a baby wipe. So thought we can put our gold on here and see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Don't have a bird right here, Thelma, so I'm going to try this one just because it's what I've already got out. But it would be nice to try it with a solid, with a big solid stamp. I agree. It'd be beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put it right into the corner in case we have to stamp more than once. Open my bottle back up. I'm going to spritz this just a little. As you can see, it's kind of thick. I'm going to mix the water in using my sponge. And let's see what happens. I don't know. Have not tried this before. I do know it will wash off my stamp because it's a water-based product. We'll see what happens. I do love to experiment. Okay, it's a little light, but it actually looks good. I'll show you because I can put it right back where I had it. It came out a little light. I'm going to give it a second coat. I think it's actually going to be pretty, though.
Do you want to let the first coat dry a little bit so it doesn't take up too much?
Virtually almost dry. Huh? You kind of get a little bit of the texture from the sponge, which is part of what I might be seeing on my paper. There's a little of the texture from the sponge. Well, let's try it again. Let's see what happens. Put it on here. Close it up. I think it's almost going to look embossed. Oh, and we moved just a tiny bit, but I think we can say that this is a successful trial. It looks embossed, doesn't it? I'm going to try one more time.
Do you think you'd get smoother if you use a different kind of applicator?
Maybe.
Like a makeup brush or dauber?
Maybe. I'm going to try this one more time, guys. And push that right up into the corner. You can see we're getting some texture off the sponge again. Needs a second one. Push it right up into the corner. See if we can get it lined up better this time. This will come right off of my stamp. Take it in the bathroom. I have a fingernail brush in there that works great for getting out all the stuff out of all the little crevices in my stamps. Would paste work with sentiment stamps? I don't know why not, Kim. Because we have some fairly fine lines in some of what we're using here. I'm not being particularly careful about making sure I'm wiping off around my stamp because we're just experimenting, but I would say that's a successful experiment. A little on my pad here. See if it'll wash off the pad. Yes, it will. How about that? Okay. All right. We will, if you enjoyed today and just fooling around and seeing what we can do with gilding polishes, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, subscribe, because you never know what we're going to be up to. We do fun stuff all the time. And you don't want to miss a single episode that we're up to. We're going to go ahead and sign off here shortly. When I sign off, I would love it if you would hit that refresh button and tell me what you think of the gilding polishes. How would you like to use this product? That would be fun and interesting to read your comments. I have a lot of polish on this sponge. I think I'll...
Do you want to try a cinnamon stamp? I have some right here.
Sure. Okay. Bryce says we should try a sentiment for Kim. So we're going to do that. And we'll try a sentiment for Kim, because he has one right here. A bigger, kind of a bolder sentiment would be better than a lesser sentiment. Yes, and if you would also give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. You know, to tell you the truth, it makes me feel great, but the biggest value in having you give me a thumbs up is that YouTube uses the thumbs up to determine whether or not they will recommend your channel to other viewers of like interest. So it would be great if you guys wouldn't mind sharing a thumbs up. And just pre-cleaning this a little bit, then I'll take it in and clean it with my nail brush. Oh, these are good. Okay, so it's gonna be messy. I must love you, Kim. Because I'm gonna get this stamp all over my fingers. Here, put this in the sink in the bathroom, please. Run a little water over it. Okay. And we'll maybe try a different color this time. Maybe we'll do on white and use one of our other polishes and see what we get, huh? That could be fun. Okay, so Bryce just brought me these. So let's try one of these. Let's see. I need a white piece of paper, which I happen to have right there. You never have too many uses for a great product. I really do like gilding polishes. You can tell because I've done a couple weeks with them. But I do enjoy them.
How well that cleans up.
Bryce ran this under the sink and ran my fingernail brush across it. Look at that.
Yeah, looks brand new.
Beautiful. Thank you, honey. That was a good illustration. I like that. And I like that I didn't have to do it. Okay. Well, let's put on happy birthday. We're going to go for it. Let's just go for it. We'll open our pad up. And let it stick to the cover. Now, let's see, what do we want to use? How about this purple?
Surprise.
Price's surprise, we get purple. With the sentiment, I think I might run my wet wipe around it a little bit and pick up some of the extra so we don't get outlines outside. Might still get some. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more. And just mess it up where I just cleaned it. Okay, this is luster polish this time. Well, I would say that is an absolute success, Kim. Looky there. You got that beautiful glittery finish. Wow. That's cool. Look what we learn when we just say, what would happen if? What would happen if? And I love the fact that you guys will ask me that. What will happen if we do this and this? Now, I may regret this. I'm going to put it back on here just because the top of the H didn't take as well as it could have. And it may mess it up. It might not. No, it didn't. It just came out beautiful. Looky there. This would be great. These sentiments and this polish would be great over Jamie papers and stuff. Isn't that beautiful? And it will dry fast, so you don't have to get your heat embossing out. You don't have to. It'll be beautiful and shimmery. That actually is very cool. Very cool. So I'm glad we tried that. Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Bryce, for reminding me to go back and do that. So let's talk about a little bit about here. I'm going to give you these, if I might. We can go back on here when we're done. Let's talk a little bit about what we've done today. We have looked at some of the various kinds of gilding polishes. We've looked at the luster polish, which is what we just used for the happy birthday. We've used the metallic, which we stamped with successfully on our... This one could have maybe used one more stamping, but in the interest of time, we move on. We used with our church. We have mixed our colors. These are the opal polishes on white. Just because card. This was our inspiration card, which was stamped using the same stamp. Here are our moose. Here's our first one, which has a little bit more of the red. I was not being as successful getting the red on light over the top, which was what I wanted. But I do think this still turned out really pretty. So we've got our die cutting silhouettes on top of our gilding polish. We also used, let's see, we used our metallic, we used our opal, and we used our luster polish. And there are many, many more kinds of polishes coming when Brittany gets them all listed. And I will put those on sale as soon as they're all in the system. It just doesn't make sense to do it a little smattering here and a little smattering there. Let's put them all up when we have time to get them in there. Yeah, it's a great way to coordinate paper and sentiment colors. It would be. You could use, we had this purple in the background. Ooh, wouldn't this be pretty? Here's our luster polish on our background, and yeah, it would be a great way to coordinate sentiments, wouldn't it? Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay, I think that's what I have for you today. We will be back on Wednesday with What's New Wednesday. Hit that like button if you would, please. And we'll be back at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday for What's New Wednesday. And next week we'll do something else that will be fun and interesting. So for now, I'm going to say good night, Gracie. Thanks for hanging out with me on your Saturday. Have a good weekend, guys.